Now we're going to learn how to balance equations. When we're thinking of balancing equations, we can think of this scale. On one side, you'll have one expression, and on the other side, you'll have the other expression. No matter what the expression is, they always have to make the scale balance. They need the scale to be equal. Let's take our first expression. Can you guess what this expression is? Let's see. We've got 2x's and a 1. 2x plus 1 is the expression. On the other side, to balance 2x plus 1, we would have... Can you guess what this expression is? If you guessed, you got it. 5. The scale always has to balance. Equations are always equal. 2x plus 1 is the same weight as 5. But we have to find out what x equals. We have to determine what 1x equals. So we're going to start eliminating everything else until we're left with just a single x so we can understand how much is x. We're going to take a look at this side. We want to make sure that wherever the variable is, which is the x, we want to use that expression to have as a starting point. First thing I'd like to do is take away any of the numbers. So do you see that 1 right there? Let's eliminate that. If we take out the 1, you're subtracting 1 from that expression. What you do on one side, you also have to do to the other side. So I have to subtract 1 from the other expression. So what this would leave me with is an expression that looks like this. Just like that. Now, we still have to isolate x. We need to find out x by itself, not 2x. We need to do that. In order to get rid of the 2, we need to divide it. And what we do on one side, we've got to do to the other side as well. If you take a look at our model here, you can already tell that these are equally divided. But let's start taking it away and see the new equation. We have x equals 2. And that will continue to make the scale balanced. And we know from the original equation that if we substituted the number 2 where x was, it would still balance. Let's take a look at the original equation. Now if you take a look down here, in this area, we've got the original equation. 2x plus 1 plus 5. Now if we were to substitute 2 into the x, does it balance? As you can see, 2 and 2 would be 4, plus 1 equals 5, and that would balance because on the other expression, it is 5. And that's how you balance equations. Now let's try it with negative numbers. Once again, we've got the balance scale. Now, x is going to be a very specific number. I'm going to put some negatives. So what that means is, x is something, and we're subtracting 3 from it. Alright, can you tell me what the expression is? X minus 3. On the other side, we've got another expression to make it balance. What would that expression be on the other side? And just like that. So your equation is going to be x minus 3 equals 4. Now how do we balance it? So to start, we're going to take a look at the expression with the variable, which is x minus 3. We always want to focus and try and eliminate everything so that we are left with just x. So we can find out what this is. What is this magic number that balances the equation? To do that, we have to take away negative 3. How do we take away negative 3? Let's add 3 to get it to 0, right? If we added 3 to this, that would make it 0, which would eliminate this side. What we do on one side, we've got to do to the other. If we added 3 on this side of the expression, we've got to add 3 on this side of the expression. And with our new equation, it would look like this. X equals 7. We have just solved for x. Right there. If we took a look at the original equation was x minus 3 equals 4. What I'd like to show you is, if we insert 7 right here, we should be able to see if it works. Now that we've inserted 7 here, 7 minus 3 should equal 4. And it does. That's why this equation balances. Alright, can you try it now? I'm going to give you 2 different equations that I want you to balance and solve for x. Try it out. Can you solve 3x plus 2 equals 11? Tell me what x equals. And then come back and try and solve the next one. 2x minus 3 equals 5. See if you can solve for x. If there's anything that you needed help with, go back, rewatch the video, draw some models, try and figure it out. Remember, you're always isolating for x. And here's another tip. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do to the other side. All right, hopefully it works out.